Hey, everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com. And in this video, what I want to do is just kind of introduce what Deno is. I haven't really done a Deno 101 video. So Deno is, if you're not familiar with what Deno is, Deno, we just released 1.0, so you can have fun with it now. Because it's not that the API is finalized, but most of it's finalized. I mean, most of it's in the place where you can start using it without there being drastic changes going forward. You know, there'll be new features that are currently unfinished, yada yada, and then a lot of frameworks and libraries are still in the early stages. So it's still very early stage technology, but Deno is a JavaScript TypeScript runtime. So Node.js, which the same people who made Node.js are the people who made Deno. Node.js gave you the ability to run JavaScript outside of the browser, so that way you could have a server in JavaScript, a backend server. But back in those days, it was pre-ES6, so things like async await, didn't exist yet. It was ES6 modules didn't exist yet, so it created this whole sort of common JS require type system. So then basically now with ES6 modules, like in the front end you have ES6 modules, and in the back end you have to use require, so it gets kind of confusing. So, and then TypeScript exists now, and there's all these things that they wanted to kind of go back and address. So this way, it's just basically it's the version of Node they would have wanted had all these things existed when they initially created Node. It doesn't actually have a package manager, so before you'd have to do everything with npm. So npm here, it just uses the ES6 modules. You can pull it in from any kind of URL. So if you've seen, I made a couple videos where I built some applications using the Oak and Pogo framework. So literally in these projects, I just bring in the library using an import, and I import the URL, and that's nice. Okay, so I don't have to worry about any package.json file. I don't have to worry about any of that. And then the other big benefit is that it's secure by default. So I'm going to just create a new file just to kind of show you what you can do with it. So new file, we'll call this testing.js. Okay, I can do console.log, hello world. Okay, and this is just your traditional hello world. And just like you could with Node, I can be like Deno. I think you have to type in run, but just in case, we'll try not to see what happens if I just do Deno testing.js. Yep, I have to do Deno. Well, actually, I have to cd into the folder. Okay, cd. There we go. Let's try that again. Deno testing.js. Yeah. So it's Deno run testing.js. And so you get hello world, just like normal. Now, if I were to make another file, let's see here, testing.ts, so a TypeScript file, I could do console.log, hello world. Okay. And then I just do Deno run testing ts. See, it compiles the file, and then we'll run it. But I don't have to separately download the TypeScript compiler. I don't have to really deal with any of that. It just works from the get-go. It also will automatically parse JSX if you're doing anything that uses JSX. So let's actually try. I wonder if I do that with a standalone file. I haven't tried that yet. So let's do this, testing.jsx. Okay, and so let's see here. If I want a console.log h1 hello world. I want to see what I get back. Curious. Okay, so Deno run testing.jsx. And cut reference React is not defined. That's right, I gotta bring in React. So let me go copy the React thingy. That's gonna be over here in server.js. So you have to bring in React so that we can still do something with the JSX, but you don't have to like bring in React DOM. It just knows. Save. Which file? Oh, no, I brought that into the wrong file. It's Control Z. Testing.tsx. But you see, it knows what I'm trying to do, which is nice. Save. see what we get. Cool. We get like a little JSX object. Props, children, hello world. Cool. Okay, so that's kind of nice. You have pretty easy use of React out of the get-go. And I think you also, and then another really cool thing is you have like top level access to await. So before, when you wanted to use await, like let's say you wanted to do like const response equals fetch whatever, or await fetch whatever, you'd have to wrap this in a function that's labeled async. You don't have to do that in Deno. Let me actually get a URL endpoint real quick. JSON placeholder. Okay, yeah, this is fine. Let's test this out. So I'm going to get this data, because I think they also added fetch natively into Deno as well. Like they've tried to match it where basically it's more consistent with the browser API. So a lot of things that you have in your browser API are now in Deno, and you have access to. So that way the experience is more consistent, a little less having to understand what the differences are between the two. So let's see here, await fetch, const JSON equals JSON response dot JSON. Okay, and that's going to require an await as well. So see, I'm doing this all top level, which is nice. I don't have to wrap it in a function. And then I can console.log JSON. Let's try that out. Okay, so it's your async await syntax without having to wrap it in a function. Uncover. Oh yeah, that's right. And this comes down to security in Deno. In Deno, again, everything is turned off by default. So when I ran that script, I never gave it access to the internet, so it couldn't run that. So I need to actually do that. So it's always, you start off with a flag that starts off with allow dash and then what you're going to allow. So I'm going to allow the net, or allow read, allow write if you're talking about reading and writing files. So let's do that. And there you go. See, it worked. You got that data from JSON placeholder. Okay, that's pretty cool. I really like that. Being able to use await top level. Okay, that definitely makes a lot of things much easier, and less having to think about like wrapping this and that in a function. Cool. Those are sort of the main sort of cool benefits. And again, having fetch in there natively is also really nice. But aside from that, you can just do all the TSX, TypeScript code or JavaScript code that you like. You just bring your libraries in a little bit differently, and you have a couple little extra different tools at your side. And also, it's going to have all the latest versions of JavaScript built in, which is nice. It's still using the V8 engine, so you have all the latest sort of JavaScript tools at your beck and whistle. And it's just overall a neat thing. I'm a big fan of Deno. I'm going to definitely be trying to use Deno more, making more videos about a lot of these Deno libraries. Yeah, that's a quick introduction to Deno. Now, if you want to install Deno, you have to head over to Deno's website, which is deno.land. And then here you can read the directions on how to install. The install isn't the easiest thing in the world. The main install is pretty easy. You just do this command, depending which kind of thing you're using. But then right after that, it's going to give you directions on how you have to like edit your script, so that way you have the terminal command. That can be a little tricky depending on your setup and how good you are at editing your profile or bash src or whatever. But once you have it installed and it's working, it's pretty awesome. I'm really enjoying this Deno environment. I've really liked Oak and Pogo, which are the two frameworks I've used so far. So again, there's little parts where you have to do a little extra work to get what you're doing done, because they're still in progress, they're still being built. There's a page with all sorts of good Deno libraries right here, so you want to see different awesome Deno. And here you can find links to sort of all sorts of different libraries in order to do pretty much the things you're kind of used to doing in Node, just with Deno versions of the libraries. So check that out. Yeah, my name's Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com. Have a great day and enjoy.